my name is Dr. Aaron LeBauer with LeBauer Physical Therapy here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And here at LeBauerPT, we help active people stay fit, healthy, and mobile without pain medications, injections, or surgery. And what I want to do today is talk to you about one of my favorite self-massage and home self-treatment tools, the rumble roller. So the rumble roller looks kind of aggressive. It's got all these bumps and knots and knobby things on it. But in actuality, I find that this is much more gentle on my body than the typical white foam roller you might have seen or have used before. And one of the reasons is because of the knobs, there's space for your muscles to sink in instead of just getting smashed. And this blue outer piece is actually quite soft. It's just firm on the inside. If you have seen a black rumble roller, the black ones are the really hard ones, and it's hard on the outside, more aggressive. I'm not really into aggressive therapy, even though that's what this looks like. So what I'm going to do today is show you some of my favorite techniques and ways to use the rumble roller to help sustain your home self-treatment, as well as help you stay mobile and active and fit and even recover from exercise or injury. Okay, so the first technique I'm going to show you is just like an upper back technique. It feels great. It's a thoracic spine mobility technique. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down on the floor right in front of the rumble roller, kind of put it behind you and roll back on it nice and slow. Now I can get in here and I can kind of roll up and down the muscles along my spine. What I like to do is put my hands behind my head to support my neck. And now I can bend backwards and get some mobility. And you want to breathe. You might hear some popping, clicking, cracking. That's actually nothing cracking. It's just your muscles and joints moving when they haven't moved in a long time. Maybe even just a couple hours. But this feels good. This should feel like, oh yeah, that feels good, right? If this doesn't feel good like that, what you need to do is stop and take a deep breath and assess, is this the right tool or is this too much pressure? It may be that you start with this on your bed, where it's softer underneath, or on an exercise mat. So now you've worked on your upper back, we're going to do some neck, because sometimes we have neck stuff going on. So you can lay back, and one of the nice things about these little nubs is I can get it right in that yummy space below my head, above my neck, in the suboccipital space. Feels really good. A lot of headaches come here, or come from here, and it just feels really good, especially if you have trouble turning your head or moving your neck. You can also do the muscles in your neck, along your spine, and you'll feel like if you got a nub right on the bone, it won't feel good. But if you get it in the muscle, it'll feel like, oh yeah. Like I said, it feels like, oh yeah, that's it. You're in the right spot. What you can do is you can find a good spot, you can move back and forth over it. But one of the techniques I really like is just sinking in, closing my eyes, and breathing into it for 3 to 5 minutes. It really can allow your body to sink in, soften, and let go on a really deep level, more than just a traditional rolling technique or massage technique. So that's your neck, your upper back. A couple other areas I like to work on, especially for overhead athletes, if you have trouble reaching overhead, are the lats on the side, rotator cuff. So these muscles can refer pain up and down your arm, so it just feels really good, but it helps you get your arms overhead. So to get on your lats, what I like to do is lay down on my side, with your head in your hand to support your hand. You can I can use my feet to roll back and forth until I hit a nice little spot, and then I can sink in and breathe into it. And I may spend 3 to 5 minutes in each area. You can also go up more armpit. Oh, there it is. And you can move your arm, and I'm right on the smaller tender muscles right on my shoulder blade, some rotator cuff muscles. And you breathe into these. You may need to support your head, get some pillows. It might be really tender and you're just like, oh, not doing that today. And breathe in and see, can you sink in and allow it to let go and soften. Because when it hurts, it's like your body just telling you, hey, brace against it, danger, but that doesn't necessarily mean harm. It just means you're not ready for it. So you have to breathe into it, sink in. Can you allow it to let go? If not, that's okay. Then maybe if it's super tender, you need to call me or call your physical therapist that you work with in your hometown. Okay, so this rotator cuff, oh, there's another good spot. Oh, yeah. Rotator cuff, lats, this big muscle on the side of your body. Okay, I'm not going to do both sides, but you may at home want to do both sides. If you're struggling with one side or the other, you can focus on one side. Another area I like to do, and what I love the rumble roller for, is working on my pecs and chest, especially if you do a lot of pushing or pressing. You work with your arms in front of you a lot. We can get you backwards on your back, but to work your pecs, what you're going to do is you're going to take the rumble roller and kind of angle it, but what we're going to do is lay on it like that. So I can lay on it here, and I can even put my chin on it to rest my head, and now I can move back and forth in my pec. So I just do that on the other side so you can see the position. It's at an angle to my body, and I can reach my arm to where it feels good, and I can rest my head on it, or you can rest your head on your hand. This isn't as yummy as some of the other muscles, but you can feel like, oh yeah, you'll feel it when you need it, and you'll feel it when you don't. A lot of people will use these for their hamstrings. These are good on your hamstrings, but in this position, my hamstrings are on a stretch, and it may feel good, but I'm not really getting anywhere. And a lot of people feel like, I've got hamstrings, I've tight hamstrings, I've been told I have tight hamstrings, I need to stretch them, I need to roll them out. Well, a lot of times, your hamstrings aren't short, they just feel tight. So that's where someone like me, a doctor of physical therapy, can come in and look at you and see, within a few minutes, I can tell you if your hamstrings are actually short or if they're tight. So if you feel like something's tight and you're constantly rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, instead of spending all your time rolling it, you may want to see someone like me who can help you within just a few minutes, show you, here's a breathing exercise, here's a core exercise, and now you can touch your toes. But if these are tight, you've been working out, it feels good. Like I said, there's other techniques I like for this area, like using the R8 roll recovery, which is in one of our other videos. I really like this for tight calves, especially after running. You can get in there and I can lift my hips up and get into a good spot. I can do one leg at a time. What I really like here though is just letting the weight of my leg do the work in one tender spot. Like, that's almost too much for me. And now I got both legs, just the weight of my legs doing all the work. And it doesn't take a lot of effort, it's relaxing. I can even position myself so I'm leaning up against the couch or a wall so my upper body doesn't have to do any work to sit here. You can also work your quads. It's not as comfortable, but you would roll on your stomach and get on your forearms like you're in a plank, and you can kind of dig in here, but you might start feeling it in your back. It's not the most comfortable spot, but oh, there's a tender one right there, and I can breathe into it. I've also used this on my feet, a little bit on my arms. Be creative. It should always feel good. It should feel like, oh yeah, that's it. But you don't need to spend 30 minutes a day rolling. You don't need to spend 30 minutes a day rolling to prepare for your workout. You should be working on something's focused or something that feels good. But if you're always feeling tight and you're always feeling like I need to continue and constantly roll my body to feel good, there's a high possibility that what's happening is you've got an instability or motor control problem, which is just a fancy way of saying your body, your brain forgot how to move something or how to activate muscles in the right order. It's kind of like your car engine. All 6 cylinders have to fire in order. If your muscles aren't firing in order, then they can feel tight, like they're always trying to hold on to you. And that's when you want to go see a physical therapist. Or if you're struggling with pain or symptom that's continuous and doesn't improve, see a PT. And if you're interested in getting a rumble roller for yourself, you can find one in our clinic here in Greensboro, or you can click the link below where you can go find one on Amazon. Otherwise, below we'll have links to our clinic where you can learn more information about how you can apply to get an appointment with us so that we can help you understand what's best for your body and how your body can continue to improve and be strong and active so you feel better than ever.